Hello, everyone. I hope you are having an amazing time and you've really gotten some good content out of all of the sessions you've been to, whether it was the keynotes or the breakouts. I want to know how many of you have posted your content onto your social media channels and heard crickets? Let me know in the comments. Well, let's work on squashing those crickets and help you find your success. Social media can be a large determining factor in the success of your business or brand. After 13 years in the social media industry, I can tell you that I've seen just about it all. I'm Julie Riley, and I'm the social media manager at StreamYard. My purpose here today is to make you more effective in how you can use social media to grow your business, brand, and your live stream success. This is an AMA session, which means Ask Me Anything, where you can ask your social media questions or community. We have a Q&A tab on the right of the screen, and I'll use that to start answering your questions. While you're putting your questions in, I want to make sure to invite you all to join the Facebook group, the StreamYard community. This is our active community where you can ask questions, share your success, and help out others who are, streaming as well. And we have staff, moderators, we're helping to answer your questions. We do have an approval process, so sometimes it's a little bit of a delay, just know that. But the link to the community is here at the bottom of the screen, or you can search on Facebook, StreamYard Community. Also, I want to take a moment while you're putting those in to tell you about a couple of things we have going on. Of course, we've had today, and that's been our big announcement. But inside the StreamYard community, we have Veda. Veda is video every day in April. And this is a great way. So that is the screen you'll see when you see that in the community. So this is a really great way for you to get consistent in your video creation habits. These can be live videos or pre-recorded. And the purpose of this is for you to create content every day and build that consistency. Now, that's not to say that after April, you don't slow that down to a consistency that is more scalable and more long-term beneficial to you. But it's going to set that foundation and create those habits for you. When you're in the community, you'll look for a daily post that looks similar to the graphic you saw. And that graphic, each day will have a different date on it. And all you have to do is post your links in the comments below. We're having weekly drawings where you can win some awesome StreamYard merch and some other prizes we're going to be working on. And then at the end of the month, we are going to have a grand prize drawing for everybody. And that's going to be a pretty good prize. We're leaving that one a surprise for you. In order to participate, all you have to do is put your link in. And every day you participate, that is one entry. And even though we are 15 days into the month, it is not too late to get started with that. So I'm going to pull up while we have that and see what questions we have going on for you guys. So let's see. I'm reading through the questions. Let's see. So right now, George asked, is there a way to talk in private with guests who are backstage other than in the chat while a video is playing? Right now, the private chat is the only way to have that interaction between you and your guests while videos are being played without going on air. So you will need to use that private chat there. Let me look through. So Franz, you asked what AMA is, and it is Ask Me Anything. I see Carly, she already answered you there. So we got that one taken care of. So yeah, this is related to your social media and community questions. I have been in the social media industry since the dawn of social media online. So about 13 years now, I've been working in this industry in various different formats for agencies, owning my own agency, working with StreamYard, worked with a Harley-Davidson dealership doing their marketing and social media. So definitely a long list of experience there. And like I said, I've kind of seen it all. How far out should you start promoting a stream on social media, and how frequently should we promote prior to the show? Okay, so part of this is going to depend on how many shows a week you have going on. If you have, or how frequently your show is. If your show is a monthly show, then you have a lot more time to start promoting it. You can do a week to 2 weeks and really work through that. If it is a weekly show, you don't want to start promoting it prior to the other show that's going to run. And so I say, once your one show has run, then you can start promoting the next one. And this is a great opportunity for you if you have guests to get them a graphic that they can also share out. You can utilize your Instagram stories, Twitter fleets, LinkedIn stories, Facebook stories. Pinterest has stories now. They've all got stories. So utilize those to promote your shows. And the frequency is going to depend on where you're promoting it and who your audience is. On Twitter, you can promote more often than, say, on Facebook. It's easy to oversaturate how often you're promoting something on Facebook. But if you're using stories, those are up for 24 hours. So you can keep that going on a cycle of your promotion throughout that 24-hour period. So I hope that helped. Let's see. Okay. Are there any channels you can stream to where you're able to get audience insights of who specifically watched your stream? So that is going to, let's see, of who specifically? No, you cannot get that information of who specifically. So that's privacy reasons. Each of the platforms are going to retain the privacy of their viewers and not give you that exact information of who was viewing. So you're going to only be able to get that information based off of comments that viewers have left to know that it was a specific viewer watching. Let's see. Just working on reading through these for you guys. Thank you so much for all of the questions. Camille, the drawing will be probably tomorrow. Today, the priority was going live with the event. So we will work on that probably tomorrow. And that was a drawing we had for some questions in the StreamYard community. And so that's another fun thing we do a lot in there is we often will do fun prizes and giveaways. We like to, treat you guys to what we can and give you some stuff to take home. Let's see. I like to read. Okay, we already read that one. Let me move that one off. I'm just trying to move these through as I go. So how do you involve users, contest, prize, and draw? So the way you can really do that right now is we do a lot of giveaways on our shows. If you've watched the town hall with Gage and Dan, you've seen that they have an amazing prize picker tool where you put a hashtag in, it takes all of the people who use that hashtag, enters them into the drawing, and they can randomize it from there and pick the winner. So that is a really amazing feature. It's something that is in development for our StreamYard users, or is at least on the roadmap. So we're hoping to have a feature like that available for you soon. In the meantime, what we often do on our other shows that don't have the prize picker tool is we will have people still enter a hashtag into the chat and under the chat, sorry. So we'll have everybody use a hashtag and put in their entry. And then oftentimes either I'll use my guest if I've got a guest, or if it's just me on, I will kind of just look away from the screen, scroll my mouse, and then stop it. And whatever hashtag name I landed on, that is who I won. And that's who won. So it's kind of the way of doing it as randomly as we can. There are some really great tools out there like Wheel of Names and things like that. The problem with those is that you have to manually enter all of those names into that. So, like right here, where I'm reading manually your questions, it would be very odd if you're in the middle of a nice flowed live show to be like, okay, hold on, I got to copy and paste and copy and put all of those into the wheel of names picker. So it's just not ideal. So that's why I use the hashtag and just randomly scroll and stop and pick the winner there. Let's see. So at what point of doing live streams without engagements do you decide to change the day and time? And how long is too long to test a day and time? I like that one. That's a great question. Okay, so you really just have to kind of play it out. Use your insights that are on your videos, so your Facebook insights or your YouTube insights, and see, is it live viewers that aren't showing up, but you're still getting replay? Or are you getting no viewers at all? Because that's going to be your first tell is, does your content in general need tweaking, or your description, the title of your video, things like that? Because if you're getting none at all, then that's telling me that either there wasn't enough promotion coming into it, enough promotion after, or it's something with your SEO, something with your title and your description that might need changing. If you're getting the replay viewers, but you're not getting the live, look at the insights. At least if you're going to Facebook, Facebook will show you the time of day that your audience is most active in your audience insights. So you can kind of look at that and go, you know what? I'm going live on Mondays at 8 a.m., but my audience is most active Wednesdays at 7 p.m. That might be where you really need to shift your show over to that time. And you're going to kind of just have to play it out and see, because it does take time to build an audience when you start going live, especially if your page is a smaller page, to start getting that out. But really make sure you're doing all of the pre and post promotion to it. And then from there, kind of decide, okay, you know what, this isn't working. We're going to try another day, and move it around, and don't be afraid to test that out. But don't also go live twice and go, nobody showed up, now I'm moving it, because that's kind of that too short. So you're really going to have to kind of decide and go, okay, I've been at this for a month, and nobody's still showing up. So maybe now I need to go ahead and shift and move and test out that other time frame. Let's see. So what is your favorite platform for marketing events? Our unique idea or unique ideas for marketing an event on social media. So all of them. If you are marketing an event, especially if that event is taking place off of social media, utilize all of them. The big thing though is to know, what kind of event is it? Is this a business convention? Well, then do some heavy marketing over on LinkedIn. Are you a crafter? Well, then head over to Pinterest and really do some heavy. Facebook is kind of your catch-all that really works for them. And the beauty of Twitter is you can post a lot on Twitter and really market heavy over there. Instagram is great for getting those visuals and utilizing those stories to market it. But where is your audience is the biggest question of that. Is your audience predominantly on Facebook and you don't have an audience on LinkedIn? If that's where your audience is, then that's where you need to do the majority of your promoting. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to bring in an outside audience, outside of your bubble of social media influence, then start utilizing all of the social media channels to do that marketing and to do that promotion for an event. Unique ideas for marketing an event on social media. Stories are one of my favorites for it, because you can not only get very visual, you can add in the videos, but you can start, as other people are sharing the content about the event, you can start sharing their content. So Twitter is a great one, because Twitter is going very frequently there and you can get a lot of content out on there. Make sure that you're getting, conversational with your audience. So don't have every promotion sound like a buy me billboard. You want it to be like, hey, feature your speakers, feature what's going on in the event, things like that, and just really have fun with it, because that's when people are going to be enticed to want to come to your event, is when you're making it look like it's a lot of fun. Okay, let's see. So, how can you reduce the delay on YouTube when live streaming? You can't. There is a delay on most of the social media channels when live streaming. That is why you'll ask a question and say, hey, put your answer in the comments. And there's that moment of going, okay, nobody's answering. So just keep talking as you're waiting for those delays, as you're waiting for people to interact. But the delays are there, and there's just nothing you can do about those. Has the pandemic changed the best days and times to live stream because people are working from home rather than the office? I definitely think it has. I've seen that more of the daytime live streams have been getting higher viewerships. But I think I've also seen a shift where the parents who were home with their kids all day, the ones who are homeschooling, are often now jumping into more of the evening live streams. So it really, again, I think some of that's going to depend on who is your audience. You know, if your audience is more of the parents, you might see that shift of more daytime watching now that they can, or now that the kids are, because the kids are starting to go back to school, a lot of them. So you may see where now that evening time show, the viewership drops because they're now home with the kids and busy, and sports and after school activities are getting kicked back up. So that's really going to be kind of knowing your audience and testing it. But I definitely think that the pandemic really shifted that and changed kind of the whole dynamic of live streaming, virtual events, when people are going to tune into things. Is a monologue or interaction with the audience better? So I prefer to interact with my audience. If I'm going to come and watch a show, I generally don't want to watch a talking head who's never going to acknowledge that I'm there commenting in their chat. That's one of the beauties of StreamYard, is being able to pull the comments up on the stream and have the host interact with the chat. It again personalizes it. It creates this human element and this authenticity that allows the viewer to feel heard. And so I personally say the more you can interact with your audience, the better, versus just being a talking head. Because at that point, then why be live? Just make a recorded video that you're going to put out there, that you're going to actually make more polished and have more SEO on. The purpose of the live is that interaction. Can you have more than one ticker going at the same time? No, currently you cannot, but that is an interesting feature request, and I will pass that on to the team. We're always taking, feature options that we can pass on to our development team. That would be kind of neat if you could stack them and have, 2 or 3 going at the bottom. So we will definitely share that with the team. Can we get more info on how many folks are viewing our live stream, trying to get analytics? That is something that is on the roadmap. So we're hoping to have more analytics built in as a future release. So something that I know Gage and Dan have talked about on the town hall. So we'll see where that goes. Let's see. Okay. Will we be able to use animated overlays? That one I don't know. I'm not sure if that's currently on the roadmap or not. That's with our engineering development team. So I get some of the insights to what's on the roadmap. Some of it I don't. I will certainly pass that one along to the team as well and find out where we're at with that. So now that Periscope is moving to Twitter, does it support HD video? I'm not 100% sure. I know that the video is going out to Twitter. My video is generally set at 1080 and it's been going out, but I'm not sure if they've reduced it to 720 on their end. Twitter has been very hush about the whole Periscope Twitter change. They've not released a ton of information to help the users really know how the change is happening and how to work with it as a content creator. So that's something that we're kind of hoping they'll give a little bit more information on, but I don't have that answer. What's new in the StreamYard community. Are you looking for new moderators? We might be. We are always, you can reach out to me, direct message me on Facebook. Let me know that you're interested. We, as the community grows, there's always a need for more help. So it might be something that we're looking at. Right now in the community, the big new thing is, if you've been in there this month, you've seen that we've got Veda going on, which is the video every day in April that I mentioned earlier. So that's really that chance to participate in the I lost my train of thought. To participate in the daily challenges to create your content, to get that in that habit. So that's the big new thing. And then after April, we'll see what comes up for May. I haven't talked that far ahead yet for May. Okay, let's see. Given that we all have limited time, what would be the best social media channels to use to promote a show and find new audience members? And what's the best advice for finding new followers? I love that question. Okay, yes, time is a huge factor. So one of my favorite things is to make sure you're utilizing tools that help you maximize your time. So you're creating content and you're using, a good scheduling tool to plan ahead, things like that. But if you had to pick and choose your social media channels to promote, I would start with Facebook. Is kind of the number one that I always say, because Facebook has a great live video system built in with the comments, with the ability to go live on that platform with a tool like StreamYard. So Facebook is kind of my number one starting point. And then from there, it's knowing who your audience is and where your audience is. If you don't have an audience, if you've got nobody over on LinkedIn, then that's really not a great place to start going and promoting your channels. However, start building your personal brand on LinkedIn, get active over there, start interacting with people and connecting and building that followership up. And then it will be a great place to promote your show. If you have a massive Instagram following, utilize those stories because they're right there at the top of the screen and people are watching them. So kind of pick and choose where your audience is residing and then utilize hashtags. Those are going to help you really expand outside of your audience and using the relevant hashtags. So you want to make sure that they're relevant to what you're talking about. And you're not just throwing in a random, okay, I'm going to hashtag StreamYard even though I was talking about my gardening the other day, because that's not relevant to the two. So use those relevant hashtags to start to build an audience around the things that you like and you talk about. Let's see. Okay. I used copyright-free music as an intro, and Facebook blocked me for 7 days. Yeah, the music. If it makes you feel any better, StreamYard's gotten hit with the, not a block for 7 days, but we've gotten hit with warnings over on YouTube. So here's the way the music works. If you are multi-streaming to multiple platforms, you are best off using no music at all. And the reason why is Facebook has a list of music that they've approved. YouTube has a list of music that they've approved, and those lists don't always match up. So you want to make sure that you are looking at the approved list on YouTube and the approved list on Facebook and really figuring out where that matches. Now, we have a live video that Christian and I did on our Learn with StreamYard a couple weeks ago. And our guest was talking specifically about this. And so this is, if you go look at the live stream on how to add music to your live, he will talk about where to find the approved list on YouTube and where to find the approved list on Facebook. So just going out and grabbing royalty, copyright-free music on the internet won't necessarily work inside of Facebook or inside of YouTube. So even though it's copyright-free, Facebook has said, but it's not on our approved copyright-free list. And that's the tricky part there. Yes. What camera are you using? It looks like a DSLR with a nice lens. It is a DSLR. I am using a Sony a6000. I upgraded to this camera in November. Prior to that, I was using a Logitech C920. I have used my cell phone. I have used my webcam on my laptop. So it's one of those where I tell people when you start streaming, start with what you have and then build up from there. And don't feel that if you're just getting started, you have to go out and buy thousands of dollars of equipment to have a really nice camera. Because I will tell you, people are fairly forgiving of what your camera looks like. Now, I've been streaming since 2015, um, at the very early days of live video. So it took me until November of last year to upgrade my camera to something really nice. So yes, that is kind of one of those. I like to tell people that you can do it for years with what you have. And everybody pretty much has a smartphone. That's $1,000 camera you already own. And we have a video on our YouTube channel as well that will show you how to use an app called Camo that will turn your smartphone into a really nice webcam. So that's an option that you can use there. When we used an event in Facebook, we couldn't see the users even if people watched after it was live. Why does that happen compared to going live from a person's page? So it's been some time within the last year that Facebook really changed how events work, the event promotion of Facebook events and the videos inside of them. And I'm not sure why they're not showing that anymore. Events used to be a really great way to promote your content. You could go live within there and get all of the information. And something with one of their shifts and changes kind of messed the whole system up. So it's one of those where I wish I had that answer. I wish Facebook developers would stop breaking things that work. As a social media manager, I'm like, leave it alone. It was working. But that seems to happen. So, okay. Do I have my camera on a tripod in front of you and your laptop to the side? Yes, so my camera is on a tripod in front of me here, and then I actually have two laptops running right now. So the way that we are working is I'm inside of StreamYard on one laptop. I have Hopin open on another laptop to see the chat and the questions over here. So there's kind of two things going on, and that's why periodically I've looked down, is because I've got two that I'm working off of at the moment. Normally, if I was just live without the hop-in side of things, I would only have my camera in front of me. I have my laptop directly below it, so I can continue looking this way the entire time. And I don't occasionally look down and look over here, at that off-screen side. If I will sometimes work off of two screens, but instead I will use my laptop or my iPad screen and just kind of set it right in front of me here as well. So I can kind of just glance every now and then, but it's not as bad. And it looks like we are running out of time here soon. We're coming up on kind of the last 5 to 7 minutes. So I'm going to continue to answer what I can. And then where we're out, once we're out of time, we'll have to just say goodbye and thank you so much, everyone. But in the meantime, so where do you see the Veda information? Veda is in the Facebook group, the StreamYard community. So if you look on Facebook and search StreamYard community, you will find us. You can ask to join the community, and all of the information in there all of the information for Veda is in there. If you don't see it, just post a question in there and ask, and I will make sure I get you the information. Analytics. So there right now, that is, we touched on that a little bit earlier, but if you missed that question, analytics are on the roadmap with our developers for StreamYard to be able to add in more robust analytics for you guys. In the meantime, you kind of just have to look on each individual platform. So Facebook or YouTube, LinkedIn, each of those that show their on-platform analytics. Will you be adding presets where you can click one button, for instance? And okay, yeah. So Like using like a stream deck, I'm assuming you're asking. The presets where you can click one button and, for instance, roll an open sequence like an open animation, then go through the host screen with a lower third banner in one click. That is on the roadmap as well, as far as I understand with our developers. What is my routine preparation for live? That is a great one. So when I go live, I have a guest generally. I send them a Calendly link. They can book the live, and then they have a handful of questions they fill out. They have to send me a headshot, what they want to talk about, their bio, their social media handles, where I want to share with people on how to follow them, whether it's a website link or their social media links, and a few other things that I collect from that guest. Then I work on preparing my questions and my run of show flow, which is very similar to the one that if you saw Jessica Phillips' session earlier, and if you didn't, you need to go back and watch the replay. She provided everyone with a run of show flow that is an amazing document that is kind of it's the best way to break down how to prepare for your show, from promoting it to scheduling it, to connecting with, there you go. That's the link to go get the live show flow from Jessica Phillips. So once you connect with your guest and you've gotten everything planned out, from there you can pre-schedule out all of your promotion and really just wait until the day of to click go live and make sure that your guest is, prepared ahead of time. I like to, if I don't know my guest well, have a pre-conversation with them. If I do know them well and I know that they're going to be good on camera, then I just, give them the link and we show up and we talk. But I make sure everybody's there 15 minutes early to check for audio issues and to make sure connections are good. What are some great questions and prompts for getting people to chat and ask questions while live streaming? So I think a lot of that pertains to either what's going on in your live stream, what's going on in in your life right now or in the world, what your show is about. So I'll start off with, tell me where you're from. It's a Monday. What do you have planned for the week? What is your biggest goal for the week? So you can start kind of asking these things to get the audience talking, and just start with the simple, like, tell me where you're tuning in from. Okay. We are running low on time, so I want to make sure I try to get to a couple more of these. When you want to share websites, is it best to talk about or post it to Ticker? They can't click, so not sure. I like to do a little of both. So I will talk about it. I will post it in the Ticker or banner. And if I'm running kind of the show of my own, or if I have a producer kind of helping, then we'll have it planned to where we can drop the link in the comments. Because again, with StreamYard, inside of the streaming tool, you can make comments that will go out to those social media viewers. So then they can click on the link from there. Should you post video both on YouTube and Facebook, or post on YouTube and share the link on Facebook? I don't want to split my audience. Okay, so that's perfect. I have a friend who actually ran through a test on this. A while back, Facebook really wanted you to keep your content on Facebook. They wanted direct videos on the platform and you to not link anywhere. And they still prefer that. However, if your goal is to build a YouTube audience, then share your YouTube link. One of my dear friends, Kelly Noble Mirabella, did this, and her goal was to build her YouTube audience. So she made sure that anytime she made a YouTube video, she was not also posting it to Facebook. She was sharing the YouTube link because she wanted to drive that traffic to her YouTube channel. So just think about your goals. If your goal is engagement on Facebook, then you need to post it on Facebook to create that engagement. But if your goal is YouTube, then share the YouTube link. So it depends on what your goal is. With that, everyone, I have just been given my 1-minute warning. So I want to thank you all for being here and for all of the amazing questions today. I hope you had a fabulous time at all of the sessions. I would love to know, while we have you real quick, share in the comments what breakout session, what keynote, what was your favorite session of the day? Maybe it was mine. Who knows? So share with me in the comments. I would love to know that. Everybody have a fabulous and amazing Thursday. And thank you so much for being here and being a part of StreamYard's first ever live stream success summit. It would not have been a success summit without you coming to be a part of it. So we thank you for your time being here, and Have a wonderful, fabulous Thursday. Bye.